variation of Team America.
And Braun on bug control. So we just have gotten into the start of this match. I'll give you a quick rundown of how the two players' decks line up. We've seen both of them on camera. So Braun, just 7 creatures in his main deck, Deathrite Shamans and Snapcaster Mages, and he has a full 8 Planeswalkers, whereas Jarvis complements his Deathrite Shamans with V-Clicks, Tarmogoyfs, and Dark Confidants. So Jarvis committing to the board pretty early. Braun does not have any, has very few, actually the only sweeper he has is Engineered Explosives, which on this board isn't really a sweeper.
And you can see Jarvis, the top card in his graveyard is Nihil Spellbomb. He's cleared out Brian's graveyard, depriving him of potential utility of Snapcaster Mage and Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, interestingly, I first said this was early in the game, but then the moment you look at the graveyards, you realize they're anything but early in the game. Gone through many cards on both sides.
Yeah, they've been at it for a while, it seems, but these decks really, it's just an attrition war between them.
Yeah, and remember, the winner of this will be playing Shaheen Sirani and Esper Stoneblade. So, Liliana of the Veil for Braun.
Okay, sacrifice a creature. I choose Deathrite Shaman, leaving the Tarmogoyf. Jarvis is going to probably attack the Liliana. Thinks it over, makes sure that's the right play, and he does so. And wastelands the Underground Sea.
So it appears that Jarvis here with a Garruk Relentless in his hand, or sorry, Braun with a Garruk Relentless and Raven's Crime in his hand. He's going to crime away the Verdant Catacombs, so Jarvis now out of cards. Basically, the board is as is, Braun with a Garruk Relentless and Jarvis with a freshly drawn card. That 4/5 Goyf will put Braun down to 12. So a lot of action, but very little damage looks like it's happened up to this point.
They're counting to make sure it's 4, could be 5.
Yeah, the addition of, looks like it is 5, so Garruk Relentless. Remember, that card, he can't successfully fight Tarmogoyf, but he can block Tarmogoyf for a long time.
He can make a 2/2 wolf token every turn at no cost to loyalty. So I think we are probably discussing how big the Tarmogoyf was. Because they moved it up to 5/6 after Liliana of the Veil went to the graveyard and the Verdant Catacombs.
I believe these are the correct life totals. If that changes, we will let you know. But
yeah. Jarvis already has a Liliana of the Veil in the graveyard, so the second Liliana would not take up Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, so I think what happened is they put in the incorrect number on the first swing, and when they realized they corrected it for the second swing, they realized it should have been 5 on the first one as well.
Okay.
And Jace the Mind Sculptor drawn for Jarvis. He does not have the land to cast it. Certainly would be almost a game-ending cast right here if he had the land for it.
Yeah, but Braun has got a Wasteland in play, and he's got nothing to cast with it, so he may just go ahead and waste something on his next turn.
Right, Jarvis didn't hit the land this turn. He's going to need to hit 2 lands now to cast Jace.
Now there's definitely some amount of counting going on. 6, 7.
All right, so we have...
Good golly.
That's quite the Tarmogoyf.
Planeswalker, land...
Yeah, Planeswalker, land, sorcery instant, creature, and I would assume artifact or enchantment. I don't...
it must be an artifact. Unless there's a...
There could be a, Sylvan Library possibly. So, our other quarterfinal match ended... So, we will not see a Bug Delver mirror as Dan Walton in his Dredge deck was able to defeat Alex Hatfield 2-1 in the other quarterfinal match. So Dan Walton will advance to play against Daniel Signorini in our first semifinal match.
So Tarmogoyf attacked, the wolf token chump blocked, and Brian now makes another wolf token, uses Wasteland to take out Jarvis's Bayou, leaving him on 2 lands, stranding the Jace for a while, but not advancing his own cause. He's just trading off the wolf token every turn. Who's going to draw out of this first?
Right, and so we have really a pretty big standstill here. We have an Abrupt Decay drawn by Jarvis. Interestingly enough, he has no... he has very little interest in Abrupt Decaying a wolf token.
Well, Brian correctly wastelanded the Bayou.
Oh yeah, sorry, he has no green source. But as soon as
now drawn another Wasteland for an Underground Sea, so
Yep, him
we're
to
just
drawn
stuck
by
here.
Jarvis. Brian drawing more Wastelands than Jarvis lands, but really not able to make any sort of headway as of yet. Jarvis is, I mean, the Jace all but not a card in Jarvis's hand at this point. But the Abrupt Decay, pretty real, is it will
Yeah, if he gets
function as a kill spell for the Garruk.
any green source. Ooh, a land, but it's not a green source.
Yeah, but this will allow him to him the 2 cards in Braun Druin's hand, which is pretty real. And he's going to put Snapcaster Mage into play.
Okay, so that's extra protection for his
discard
Derek.
an unknown card there. We'll try to figure out what that is. And Abrupt Decay for Tarmogoyf, an excellent draw for Braun Druin. Now he is on the offensive, and it's Jarvis looking like he's on the back foot. Deathrite Shaman drawn for Jarvis. There are Wastelands in, I believe, yeah, there's lands in both players' graveyards at this point. And he's going to have Garruk Relentless will fight down the Deathrite Shaman. Swing by Snapcaster and the Wolf Token puts Jarvis U down to 9.
And Brian adds a Deathrite Shaman.
Things have really taken a turn for the worse for Jarvis.
Close to a lethal board. He's had that Abrupt Decay forever, but no green mana source.
And Life from the Loam from Brian. That's going to be in Jarvis will concede. It's the endless stream of Wastelands. Braun Druin comes back from, I would say, an unfavorable board state to defeat Jarvis in 3 games. So he will move on to the semifinals, where he will face Shaheen Sarani. So with the loss of Zach Mullen in our sneak